Welcome once again to MVB Life Empowerment Sessions. As I informed you guys that I was going to be bringing some people to speak on different topics, just to give you insight, wisdom, understanding, knowledge, and also how to grasp life, because you cannot do life by yourself, and no man is an island. Nobody has all the answers. So we are here to help each other grow. We're here to help each other become the best versions of ourselves. So before I continue, I would like our panelists to introduce themselves. These are friends of mine that are here to help today.
Hi, I'm Mavis.
Hi, I'm Boris.
Hi, I'm Martha.
I'm George.
Aren't they beautiful? Aren't they wonderful?
Thank you.
Yes, we are.
We always have to thank them for making time to come on the show, because I think what they have to give is beneficial and it's helpful. If you're probably not experiencing the situation now, trust me, you will run into it at some point in your life. So with that said, I'm going to ask a couple of questions. So let's say you're dating someone, or someone wants to go on a date with you, or asks you out on a date, or you ask the person on a date and you go out to eat. Do you think it's the responsibility of the guy to pay 100%? Or guys, do you expect the woman to go Dutch with you? Ladies, do you expect the guys to pay 100% on the first date or subsequent dates after? What's your take? Let's be honest. From a personal opinion, general opinion.
Alright, I'll take this. I know and I understand, like, for the most part, it's been assumed, like, that the guy pays everything. And this one, I think society is right. If you can afford it, I always say, if you can do it, and mostly it's a guy that, like, let's go out for a date.
Right.
So this is how I see it. If you suggest, can we go for a date? You are calling for it. So that means you should be ready to take the responsibility of that day, of the date.
Okay.
So calling for it means you have to do it. And if the lady does, then the lady has to be prepared in one way or the other to also be in the way of helping.
Okay. 8.
That's good.
And what I can add to, brothers George, then it's like, as a gentleman, why don't you probably, be a gentleman?
Yes.
Like, fine, I asked for it.
Right.
But one way or the other, at the end of the day, you have to be a gentleman.
Right.
So, like, I think, guys, let's be gentle. Let's be really gentle. Maybe at the end of the day, the lady might say no, but at the end of the day, you've proved yourself that you are a gentleman.
Gentlemen, yeah. Put your best foot forward.
I'm telling you. Thanks.
Ladies, what's your take on this?
In some way, I agree with them. Why not? You asked me out, you pay for it. But also, we live in a time that women are not at a position that we have to be, quote unquote, submissive or anything. Okay. We are learning to be independent and paving way for ourselves. So if we go on a date and I decide to give you like a half of whatever that we paying, I don't think anything is wrong with it. I can offer to you and you can also say no or can say yes. But me personally, I don't mind being, taken care of.
Okay, that's nice. Minister. I call her minister.
I think I agree with all of them that traditionally it's been the man who pays for it, and that is what traditionally is expected. And as our brother Boris said, it shows that you are a gentleman, and gentleman always pays for a meal. And Sister Mavis said that we live in a society where now it's no more the norm. What is the norm? What is the norm? You go Dutch? Yeah. But I believe if the bill, yes, if you call for the date, then maybe you should pay for it.
Right.
But if I can afford it, then of course I will also would like to chip in.
Right.
Chipping in and saying, let me pay for some doesn't mean that I don't think you're a gentleman. It's just saying that I just want to help.
I can help,
right.
Yes.
I can help. And it's okay for the man to say, if you're really a gentleman,
Right.
they say it's okay,
Right.
or
Right.
say, why don't you put the tip down?
Right.
You know,
Okay.
I think we need to move away from where we put what's the word I'm looking for? Pressure on what things need to be.
Right.
Right.
We've
The
come
norm.
to the norm. What is the norm? I think you create your own norm.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
we live in a situation where you create your own norm.
And I agree with you.
And if it's the first date, I come with money with me.
Right.
Maybe it's a setup. If
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
set up, I make sure I have money, so
Right.
you don't hold me to anything.
Right.
I eat my part, and if I don't think the relationship will work out, I put money down and maybe I leave.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I like that. Right. If it's a first date, you come with your own money, right?
We always go,
Yeah.
sis.
But like
All the women.
yeah, we always do, right? So, like, this is the funniest thing is like because we're living in an era right now where you don't know if the guy is really going to put in the best foot forward, going to be a gentleman.
Yeah.
So in the back of your mind, you're like, yo, I just gonna have to keep myself together.
Yeah.
If he comes not correct, you know, I'm just gonna up and get my stuff, pay my bill, and leave. Going back to George, so you were saying that you as guys, you feel like women will size you up based on what you're, you know, dressed in.
Right.
If you're not wearing name brands, you think we kind of feel like, oh, you can pay for a meal.
Okay, so what I was trying to say is, it's not just the designer clothes that women are looking for,
Okay.
but the effort that is needed doesn't really come into play.
Okay.
So it's like, as soon as you appear without the designer or like, you know,
Proper attire.
like the proper clothing,
Okay.
they don't really, I'm not saying that is what all women, but you don't get that attention that is needed, because as soon as I see you and you are wearing like some clothing, it's clean, it's okay, but it's like I expected a certain kind of dressing. It just take away the effort of the lady to really get to know the person. Plus, most women now are much more secure financially. Most of them are living on their own, and they are doing great.
Right.
So when they see, like, imagine you are working in a corporate environment where the people that you get into, like, contact every day in, day out, they are well suited, well catered for. So when they see another person, the person might be genuine in love and all that, but because the appearance at that day on the date, they really match to what the lady sees at work, what the environment that the lady finds herself. It don't give her the energy, the time to really dig deeper, to really get to know the guy.
But could it be also that like the guys are giving the ladies a different impression? Like at work? Yeah. Because I feel like who you are at work and who you are outside, who you are in church or who you are with your friends, you shouldn't be different people. Right? So if I see the way I'm seeing Boris now, the way I'm seeing you now, the way I'm seeing Sister Martha now, and the way that I'm seeing you now, I think you should be the same person if I meet you 2 days from now, irrespective of whatever environment. Obviously, you're gonna you might be dressed differently, but the essence of who you are should still be consistent.
Definitely.
Right?
I believe that should be consistent, but going on a date, I think you should put some effort in.
Step up your game, man.
If you come to a date, excuse my language, for lack of a better
Sure.
term, you come looking like a bum. What do you expect me to do? Because leaving home, a woman, we put in all the effort. So coming on a date, a date means we have set up a date to meet and to enjoy each other.
Right.
Get to know each other. Going to a job. When you go into a job, for lack, you would going on a date is like going on a job.
Right.
You are coming to size me up, and I'm coming to size you up. So I have to put my best foot forward.
Exactly.
Now, if I show up looking like a bum, it means I really don't care
Right.
what you think about me.
Exactly.
Right.
But if I really care about why I'm there and who you are, I'll put in some effort.
Right.
So it does count. We're not talking about if all you have, as someone said, Walmart clothes, Target clothes, then iron it.
Yeah.
Don't just
decent.
be decent. Don't come in flip-flops.
But like that's
Or
what I'm saying.
sneakers.
It's like at work, right? You put in effort. It's not like you're wearing name brands. So even if you have that one shirt, irrespective where you bought it from, whether it's Five Below or whatever, you still iron it, you wash
That's
it,
what we're
and
talking
you are
about.
clean and you show up.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean when I say like be the same person. Don't go and borrow your friends Louis Vuitton, whatever. I don't know, Gucci belt, glasses and stuff, and then you come and
I think if you do that also,
Yeah.
you are disrespecting me.
exactly.
Right.
Who it means that you
Well, that's deep though.
Yeah, because I'm not interested in those.
yeah, if you do that,
Right.
you are telling me you are belittling me.
Right.
Like you're vain.
You are my vain. I mean, you are saying I'm vain.
Materialistic kind of.
Yeah, that my intelligence is like,
Right.
come on,
Minute.
give me some credit.
Right.
And
Right.
don't say that I have to come in Louis Vuitton or whatever it is
Right.
before you accept me. What do you think of me?
Right. Because I feel like some women. Oh yes, brother.
Yeah, and sometimes too, some men does that based on what he has experienced.
Okay.
Because
Fair.
for instance, maybe you met someone maybe before, having that date,
Right.
and probably what the person shows or what the person says makes you feel like, probably next time going on a date, then I have to prove myself
your
that,
game.
yeah, like I have something, or like I have to get this designer wears and designer stuff
Okay.
with me. So sometimes it based on the experience that the person has.
First of
gone
all,
through,
if I going out with you, I'm just trying to add something to what you said. And the person is telling you that I want you to look this certain way, that way, and that's not who you are, and you don't have that in your pocket. That's a red flag. You don't even have to do a second date. Nobody has to tell you that. And I'm going back to yours.
Okay.
If a woman were to come on a date and smelling and looking like a bum, I'm sure the men will get their bags or their wallet, whatever, and just walk out. So as women, we can also do the same thing. If you're not gonna come looking decent, we
Correct.
also have the right to walk away. We're not asking you to go buy the high end. We're just asking you to be decent. When I say decent, it could be anything other than sneakers. And when you have to go on a date, there's a certain time. It's a time frame that you prepare to that date. Use that time to get yourself together, put everything that you need so you can look decent, please. For the woman, that's all.
Yeah, so as I said earlier on, sometimes it's based on the experience that he had previously.
But don't let nobody's experience
So like
come in and
I always say, just be who you are. That's
Right.
it.
yeah.
Be who you are. And if the person takes you as you are,
If a girl likes you,
that's-
they
I
like
mean-
you. It's not because of your designer clothes.
I know,
They like
but
you.
it sometimes it happens.
It plays a
It
role.
plays a role. That is what I was saying.
See, I think-
most of the time it happens to some of us.
Okay.
I think we
So like
Wow.
you have to, because you are so much crazy about a person, and you have to prove yourself. What do you have to do? You have to
Go and
get
buy
it
what
in
you
on
can.
Buy heaven and give it to
everything,
the
and then
person.
probably
wow, that's
so
on
that
you.
you can get attention to of the person.
Hey, wow, that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Minister.
do we put the pressure on ourselves? If all you see or all the person wants is this superficial things. Let's be
Right.
honest. I like my man to look good.
Yes.
I like my
Yeah,
man to
absolutely.
smell good.
Yeah,
You know?
representation of you.
Representation of me. I like men who smell good.
Right.
Is that wrong? I don't think
No,
so.
it's not.
I
Yeah.
think that if I'm willing to do it for you, then you do it for me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's just, but going on a date, we don't know each other.
Yeah.
Right.
We are
stranger.
getting to, and that said, where is the date?
Right.
If the date says that we are going walking or we are going to the beach,
Right.
don't come in suit.
Exactly.
You know,
Environment plays
you dress
a
to
big-
fit
Yeah.
where we are going. So, but if we are say
Occasion.
we're going to dinner, Dinner means you put on a nice clean shirt, a nice clean pants, not sneakers, but nice shoes.
And I think also it's like if someone tells you we're going to dinner, I believe it's okay to ask where are we going, because there are times that a person will say we're going to dinner, and then you're thinking, oh my God, we're going to this, fancy place, man. We're gonna be eating steak, using forks and knives, and then dude doesn't take you to McDonald's and stuff, and you came dressed to the T.
Let's just say anyone
It's embarrassing.
anyone who takes me on a date to McDonald's will not get a second date.
Thank you.
We will not finish the first
Thank
date.
you.
Honestly, it's embarrassing.
Hey, you're still eating a piece of meat.
Hey, no pun intended.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
But,
I'm not saying I'm materialistic, but if you're
Right.
going to take me to McDonald's, you don't know my value.
But George.
Let me start it this way. First, it's about where you guys met, like how the whole communication started before you.
Well, I mean, you're starting this.
Like, because it's like for you to go on a date,
Yeah.
you should at least talk to the person on the other side, get
Yeah.
to know a little bit of the person.
Okay.
So let's say you are
Makes
talking to George and you realize George, the money is not there, and George can afford just McDonald's, right? I think that should be okay for the time being, because that is where the person started.
I mean, I agree if the person communicates it. But if a person, my problem is when a person puts up a persona or an appearance that they got it together, right? And everybody around you think this person got it together. And then you get into
Mickey D's.
and
Let's be honest. Will you take a woman on a date to McDonald's?
like if I'm seeing you in name brand,
Let me tell you, it's better to take her bowling.
yeah,
Then
Because
to take her
it's
to
cheaper
McDonald's?
go
than
walking.
McDonald's. But McDonald's,
Let's go
anybody
for the
can do a
McDonald's.
drive-through.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Let's go for a walk.
Why are you guys coming to McDonald's?
Don't walk.
Let's go for a walk at the beach.
You don't pay.
It's free.
But McDonald's,
You
please.
don't have to buy me a meal.
Yeah.
We
Nobody
can
wants
sit
a
and talk.
McNuggets.
We can sit and talk.
I
We are not saying McDonald's is not food.
Right.
Sometimes that's all you can afford.
Right.
But we are saying that you don't have to take me on a date to McDonald's. You can take me to the beach. We
Right.
can
It's not
go for a
everywhere
walk.
that you have to spend.
We don't have to
Yeah.
spend. If you don't have the money to spend. But that's even more honorable to me.
Right.
You
That means you
portraying
are
it,
being
yeah.
Romantic
honest
walk.
to me
Yeah.
than taking me to where you can't even afford.
Right. I think the communication is needed and is necessary. Sometimes guys have this thing in their head that they have to move heaven and earth to get things to impress the woman. All the woman wants is your attention, but
Right.
she doesn't care about
All those
all
superficial
these
things.
things you're getting.
In all honesty,
Sometimes,
in all
like, yeah.
honesty, I think I agree to a certain degree what Brother Boris said.
Yeah.
That sometimes previous
Relationships,
relationships
yeah.
brings the person to that.
Right.
Let's be honest. We all carry baggages. We all carry we carry experiences from our previous relationship.
Yes.
If it's not, and when I say previous relationship, it's not always a man and a woman relationship. It could be from your parents. It
yeah.
could be from your classmate. It could be any kind of relationship.
Yeah.
And sometimes you hear other women talk or other men talk, and we carry this and we bring it to our next relationship. I think that is probably one of the biggest issues we probably have now.
Yeah.
And so people bring this back and we expect. Sometimes the expectation is so high that we get disappointed when we don't get what it is we think we want.
Yeah, I think comparison is a thief of joy, said Theodore Roosevelt. It was a quote he wrote, and I was like, this is so true. Because when you're true to your own self, and you know this is my ability, you're confident in who you are. You have integrity. You don't need to change who you are to be somebody else that you're not.
Right.
I find that a lot of times with most women talk, my man took me to this place. We did this, we did that, And if your man is not doing nothing, then you're going to feel some kind of way like, yo.
You need to step up.
Yeah. And it's not like necessarily, but it gets you thinking like, what is in this woman that the husband can do this or the boyfriend can do this, but my husband, mine is not doing, So because of that comparison factor, now you end up with big issues. So like someone can come and tell you, oh, I'm happily married. My marriage is the best thing ever. And you're in the heat of problems in your marriage. You're not in their house. You don't really know what's going on in their house. But people can pretend. So when you see this, you start thinking to yourself, oh, I want this kind of marriage, or I want this kind of relationship. But you don't really know what's happening in their own relationship. So I think you have to build your own, be comfortable in who you are, and know where you stand. If you can't afford McDonald's and you are in love with the person and you're happy with McDonald's, that's good. That's fine. It works for you, but I don't think it should be that, because my girlfriend is going to be at Ruth's Steakhouse, I'm supposed to be at Ruth's Steakhouse. Yeah. Because your pocket can't warrant it. Yeah. What your man can afford, maybe your man cannot afford it, and vice versa. So,
and that goes back to what I said.
Yeah.
What are you willing to accept?
Right.
Because that is what relationships are about.
Exactly.
That is why you can look at somebody's relationship and you say, what is going on here?
Right.
What are you willing to live with?
Right.
What is a deal breaker for you?
Exactly.
And what is a deal breaker for you may not be a deal breaker for me.
you. Exactly.
Maybe I don't want you to take me a date on the McDonald's.
Exactly.
But for somebody, they
Yeah,
are
okay.
Big Mac. So if you take me to
Triple
Big
Whopper.
Mac, yes. They don't care.
Yeah, they don't
No
care. Yeah.
woman wants to go to Big Mac.
She's like, no.
I'm using that to make
I understand.
What I'm saying is,
Probably you might not have
somebody, we all have what we can accept.
There's this individual differences,
And you want to be like on the 50th floor of Crown Plaza.
We shouldn't compare.
5-course meal.
We should never compare
Right.
yourself to anybody. You'll be miserable.
You'll be miserable, yeah.
Because
Comparison is a
some
thief of
people
joy.
just love to show off.
Right.
Some people just love you. As you said, you have to be content with where
who
you
you
are.
are.
Not just who you are, where
you are. Yeah.
Because if you are not content where you are, you're always looking to see
What other people
what
are
is
doing.
happening in the
Yeah.
other places. So contentment is very important. If you are not content in a relationship, that's when you are always looking to look at what's going on out there. People who are not content in their relationship tend to go and do other things. I'm not an advocate of that.
Right,
but I'm
right,
saying
right.
that in a relationship we all have needs.
Right.
I have needs that I need a man to meet, and the man have needs that I need to meet.
Fact.
You cannot be in a relationship where one person's needs are being met and the other one is being shortchanged. That is not a relationship. That's
And
one side.
I think with needs, it's important to discuss needs. We can assume, because maybe my love language is gifts, right, and attention, and maybe the other person's love language is time. So I can't treat you based off of my own love language because it won't do anything for you. So I think that has to be communicated. And sometimes the beneficial topics are the things that we're not talking about. But it has to be addressed. When it's voiced out or communicated, you become better. And like you were saying, that work on it.
Samantha also said this.
Yeah.
Society,
Yeah.
or the homes that we come from, our bases are not that strong when it comes to relationship and friendship and marriage. We, from the part of the world that we come from, we were not given that much room to really. You can
learn.
discuss certain things at home and learn these things that we get to really talk about. So when you are thrown out there to be faced with these challenges, it becomes really, really hard to really navigate through what life throws at you. So society, yes, definitely it plays a major role on both sides. And we, as a guy, will I take someone to McDonald's? I never done that. I don't think.
Wendy's, maybe.
I like Wendy's.
I'm sorry.
You can do romantic walk, sip and paint, just not no fast food restaurant.
What about the deli?
but like besides everything, I never done that. I don't think I will ever do that. Or I'll tell my friend to do any of that. But all that I'm trying to say is you, like you said, communication. You being able to talk about where you stand, what you are comfortable with, what you have available with you at the moment, and if you discuss it and the lady understand that, okay, at this present time, this is what you have, so let's go with this that place. We are both on the same ground, like let's go, and I think we will have the best moment.
Yes.
So with that in mind, can I ask a last question and then we'll wrap up?
Okay.
Are you okay if someone is asking you out for a date and they bring their friend or their brother or their sister?
No. Don't try.
A third party.
Don't try.
So the men are not. I mean, to me,
because
it depends on
happen.
the date.
Okay.
If it's the first date, yeah.
You bring your friend.
No, listen. Me bringing them, that don't mean they're gonna be sitting at the table with me.
Okay.
Because you need somebody to be watching just in case something goes wrong. Happens. It's a serial killer.
Okay.
But even if it's somebody that you've known for a long time, yeah, that's fine. I wouldn't bring a third person. But if I'm not sure of you, yeah, there's got to be a watch out for me.
Okay.
Okay, you can go ahead. So I get the point you are bringing across, but when you say bring it like someone else, I think what Maureen is trying to say is bring
like a third wheel.
On the same trip.
On the same.
Can come with you, sit somewhere and observe what is going on. That is okay.
Yeah.
But you don't bring someone
on the same table.
Is it because you don't want to pay?
They show
up with a third party to pick you up.
It's not about
the money, but
about the payment or the bill that I'm gonna.
Is it because you're not gonna have a good time?
No, it's
to me.
Like one way or the other. That's what brother said. It's kind of disrespect, and I'm not. I mean, I'm not able to say what I want to say to you.
Okay, yeah.
Or I want to ask.
You're not free.
I'm not free to speak. Actually, I'm not able to speak
freely.
You know, like probably the eyes that your friend will be looking at me like.
I say I love you, and then she come look at me.
How do you love somebody on the first date?
What is going on here? Maybe excuse me to say I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
No, we understand. Yeah.
Like maybe. What if maybe they are? I mean, they are in a relationship. Like I think. I mean.
Oh, okay. I've seen that happen before.
And probably. What is going on here?
Yeah.
You know, and I would say, what? The way she's eyeing me or she's looking at me like it's like, oh, like you know what? Just let me end here, and probably. And what is all about this date?
Because I've seen girls that take not only one, like I mean, I guess guys too. Guys do the same thing. Like a guy asks you for a date, and they bring the entourage of their friends. And they still expect the guy to pay for the whole table, but that wasn't in. Like I'm trying to get to know you, and then you.
That's the key. Date is getting to know you.
The person.
It should be one on
one. Yeah.
And as Mavis said, if it's a first date, and you're not so sure, but the person shouldn't be at the table.
Yeah. Probably. I mean, that's what just George said.
Where you go to dinner with your mother.
Yeah, like
I mean,
and don't ever say I love you on a first date to any woman, please.
No, come on. Like we are just getting to know each other.
I know.
So probably.
So what if
what is wrong with
that is playing the dangerous
game? Guys, let's do one by one so our audience can.
That is playing a dangerous game. What if you bring this girl? Let's just say you bring somebody with you, and the guy falls out with your friend.
That's who I want.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen? How are you gonna feel?
Yeah.
Well, that's on you.
I feel
that you might like the person too. So what are you talking about?
Because you have friends where they're like, oh my God, this is my soulmate, but they know that man wasn't meant for you. So now you have to become the best girl to your friend. Yeah, and it's killing you, and you're just smiling at that. This was fun. Well, thank you guys for joining. Hopefully, we'll have them again on another segment. They are quite fiery and interesting. I don't know if there's anything you would like to say to the viewers, guys, before we wrap it up.
Well, I've learned a lot. I mean, I got an opportunity to get inside the man's head a little bit, which I appreciate. And now I have a whole new perspective about, quote unquote, please don't hold me on this, on African men. So thank you.
What I can say to the guys out there, guys, let's be like gentlemen, as I always say. Being a gentleman is like kind of, I mean, it says a lot about you, you know. So what I can say is just be a gentleman out there, and whatever respect that you are expecting, like, you'll get it. Trust me.
Yeah.
Be a gentleman. Is there anything like be?
Sexy.
Is there anything be like a gentlewoman? You know, it's not
sexy to be a gentleman.
A gentleman. If a man can be a gentleman, maybe a woman can be a gentlewoman.
Yeah.
You know, relationships can be easy, can be tough.
Right.
You know, but I think we should all be. You should be willing to put in the work. We live in a society where that people don't want to put in the work. They want to reap the benefits, but they don't want to put in the work. Relationship takes work. Everything takes work. You want a man a certain way. Listen, you can't change a man overnight. Neither can a man change a woman overnight. But together, we can make it better.
Yes. Mr. Boateng, do you have anything to say?
Last words.
Yes.
It's okay to take a lady to a date to a place you can afford.
Right.
But let the lady know this is what I can afford. And I think you will have peace at the end of it all.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. That is what we advocate for. Be yourself. Be loved for who you are. Love others for who they are. And I believe your relationship is going to be exceptional and successful. So thank you once again for tuning in at MVB Life Empowerment Sessions. Until we meet again, goodbye.